Sal, once again, it's nothing but fiascos. It's Friday fiascos. So much going on. You broke really what should be a national news story. I don't know why it isn't. How are you today, Sal?
It could be better. This whole X problem, it looks like this is social engineering at every level. And you're right. We did break a story on soccer.
Wait a minute. It seems like we might be in business on X, so that's a good thing.
It's about time because, we break stories here. We work hard to do things, and then it looks like whether it be soccer mom or whoever in
There you
mainstream
go.
media, they rather just try to put the kibosh on things, even if you have confirmation and legal documents, they rather break it, try to end around the little guy, which is me, and like break it themselves or like have some major thing that it is what it is, Jason. You saw what I put up yesterday. If you want to put it up or show my article, I mean, I got more views on salgreco.com than I do on YouTube or X recently. How's that? Isn't that very telling, Jason?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
it, it's it's disgraceful. It's so you pull up and you go into articles. Go to
You've
articles.
updated the site a bit there,
Oh
Sal.
yes, yes, and you see right there that first article. So the
You got to
DOI.
tell us what this is all about. The Department of Investigation, which is almost like the New York City FBI. What is this all about? What is Charter Section NYC Charter Section 821? What is happening with the soccer mom?
So this has to do with we'll say the civilian ranks, promotion ranks, meaning deputy commissioner, police commissioner, commissioners in general. Remember, these people get appointed, and then their duties and tasks, it's amongst themselves. But we have heard whispers of an investigation, whether it be FBI or Alvin Bragg's office, involving bribes and things like that, and people have kind of pushed that off. But I actually had a physical document, Jason, that just landed in our lap right there. And this document is a request for documents from the DOI in regards to City Charter 821. And this is what? What's to see it? Appointments, designation, vetting letters, internal memoranda. Now, here's the catch. Because if you send me, look, Ed Caban's on there, former police commissioner, Kaz
Right.
Daughtry,
I
who's
mean,
getting
isn't that
promoted.
Eric Adams stuff?
He's sued. A lot of these people work on the Eric Adams. And if you go all the way, as you scroll even lower, you see first deputy commissioner. She's still there, Tanya Kinsella. She is a first deputy. She was on the stage with the mayor the other day in Staten Island with Scott Lebedo. Unfortunately, he had an issue.
Oh, yeah. He had a heart attack, didn't
He
he?
had a heart attack essentially. So
What's
Tanya
going
Kinsella.
on with him?
He's in a hospital. I think he personally wants to get discharged. I think now he
Oh,
has one of those defibrillators on him, but
ooh.
he seems to
He's
have
got to quit smoking.
recovered from that. Yeah, I mean, he's saying they try to hold him down, but I think he had a plane go over the Verrazano Bridge today, and it says something about he's not quitting or something to do with the mayor. But yeah, my hat's off to him. He doesn't back down from any fight. But Tanya Kinsella was on the stage with the mayor. And then here you go, because what happened is this was like a bomb that hit the One Police Plaza. They had no idea about any of this. The few people that would know, Soccer Mom being one of them, very few people would never tell anyone, including the Department of Investigation. Now, the Department of Investigation, which I contacted along with DCPI, which, by the way, hi, Delaney Kemper, you're completely useless. And the reason people can't stand you guys, you're not above anyone. If you're a journalist and you have journalists that are uh, presenting questions or asking things, you have an obligation to answer them. This higher than thou attitude you guys have over there is why everything's happening the way it is. All right. So they didn't give an answer because they don't answer anyone. They barely answer New York Post. They only answer people if they're going to write something nice. Oh, the soccer mom's a great woman. She's the greatest of all time. So DOI did answer, and they confirmed that there is an investigation because they did ask for those documents. That's all confirmed. So that document, one person on Facebook said it's fake. Yeah, it's as fake as your profile picture, buddy. It's real. This is going on, and it tells us that they're looking at those executives, past and present. One being the second most powerful person in the police department as we speak. So that is a major, major story and a huge whatever's going on, like a scandal behind why are they looking at these people? You know, Kaz Dodger just got promoted, but here he is being investigated. How is that?
Well, not just promoted. He's in charge of the Northeast Division of the cybersecurity and infrastructure security. It's a big federal agency.
Yeah. So he could basically go
And
into the
meanwhile,
computer
you and
systems.
I have been having all kinds of cyber issues. You know, I had a big back and forth with X.com just yesterday and today. And thankfully, finally, Sal, we are back to being able to go live. They couldn't explain to me why this wasn't working, but at least now it's fixed. Coincidence. They told me nothing was wrong, but yet until I really escalated it, it wasn't working. I haven't changed anything about what we're doing.
No, and I got to be honest, the last show that I had a lot of views on was the very show where I broke the story about 10-4 Holdings, the soccer mom, her involvement with that, the $1 million, that big investment from that donor that went to the police foundation and said it was because of Jessica Tisch, and then she's seen with the bomb squad, and they're using all these materials from Ray Secor. Since that show, everything I put up on YouTube, you know, you go from big viewership, or at least like somewhat decent, to 500, 400, 300 views. And you wonder what's going on. People are telling me they don't get notifications. People don't see anything anymore. How did that just change overnight, Jace? I find that odd. And here we are with more things that the NYPD, I mean, taxpayer, you're getting fleeced in New York City. I mean, you're worried about these stupid things that Mamdani does, and granted, he does some crazy things, but at the same time, he's not a god. He can't be in every single direct. You can't blame him. New York City, remember this. You stood by and did nothing when Eric Adams plunged. He destroyed the city. Took money from everywhere. He said nothing.
I didn't do nothing. I tried to enter amicus briefs in that case with Emil Bove. They shut me out. The level of corruption and the height to which it goes, I think people would really be amazed if they knew.
If they knew this. But that's what I'm trying to, you know this. So when New York City, you're always complaining about Mamdani. I get it. You're on the Trump agenda, the Trump train, everything. When he says, you know, communists are going to try to go after us, he means him. He means MAGA, his little base. It doesn't. There's no communist in the streets, America. But
well, wait a minute, though. It is true that he's doing some Marxist, communist, insane stuff. But wait,
I just saw a video today. The guy went to So I don't know if you noticed, if you tag his office with problems, he'll show up himself. They've actually been going, whenever you on social media tag his handle, his team does see this, and then they physically go. It's like a whole thing that's going on. So if you have a water fountain that doesn't work in the park, if there's a fence that's down, all these things that people complain about for years,
show up and fix it.
Yeah. He does. He actually shows up. So
let me just take you back a second. Let me take you back to this, because I think a lot of people don't know what this Department of Investigation actually is. Is this part of the NYPD? I mean,
No.
Who is in charge of this?
This is the Inspector General, and they work underneath. They're an agency that's separate from the NYPD. In fact, it has its own commission that was just appointed recently by Mayor Mamdani, and they can investigate anyone, especially the police department. They're seen as the side, like a side group, and they only answer to the mayor. So right now, the people that would know about this investigation that were quiet would have been the soccer mom, maybe some lawyers, DOI itself, and The mayor would have known. He walked right by Tiny Kinsella, yet he would know that she's being investigated. And you got to remember, DOI also, the Department of Investigation, they have they do investigations and they either hand it to Alvin Bragg,
Oh, wait a
they can
minute.
they
For
can hand
sh-
it to Tish James, or they can hand it to the feds.
so, what do we know here about Nadia Shihata? For 11 years, Commissioner Shihata served as a federal prosecutor in the United States Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York, notoriously corrupt. She held several senior leadership roles, chief of the organized crime and gang section. Who do we know that used to be that? Valerie Caproni. She supervised complex racketeering and violent crime investigations, street gangs, La Cosa Nostra, in addition, as deputy chief of public integrity. So, okay, all right, listen, let's give her the benefit of the doubt, but if she's in charge of prosecuting gangs, what about Jimmy Rodriguez? What about Letitia James? What about Con Sofrito?
Which also falls under Letitia James's office, which is why the DOI has the opportunity that paperwork, they just hand it over and say, we do all this work. And by the way, this used to be it had about 30 or 40 people at one point. Then de Blasio didn't give them any money, so they went down to like 10 people. And then under Eric Adams, they only had 3 because, they were watching Eric
They don't
Adams.
want to be investigated. This woman here, she also personally led and handled numerous investigations, including the investigation into R. Kelly.
Which was another big case I remember. She's done. It's not like her resume isn't good, but the issue is the DOI itself. How many people work there?
Well, my question is, will she do anything? I mean, it's good that they're investigating, but Sal, is this another one of these, we've had all these investigations. When is someone going to do something?
Well, I tell you this, I've never, in my time, I've never seen the DOI specifically say, we have an investigation open for City Charter 8. They actually said it to me. And the only reason they said that is because that document that I have, that is a police department document. It actually spells it out. They can't deny. Listen, they could have been, hush hush and said, I don't know anything about this, but they were honest, which I can't say the same for the soccer mom and her people. But you have them admitting there's an investigation regards to that City Charter 821, and this has a lot of people shooken up, Jason. A lot of them did not even know this was going on. So they have 5 months in advance now, because that was from March, this document, and it's now August. So you have 5 months now that they've been investigating or whatever it is they've done. And if these people were talking on phones, and that's what people are nervous about. But then again, if you have done nothing wrong, why would you be nervous?
Wow. March. But wait, you just got this yesterday or something, and it's coming back from March. So this is they're pretty deep into when did Mamdani get in there? January? No.
Yeah, in January.
January.
Remember, he doesn't have to stay loyal to these people. He doesn't have to be loyal to any of these people. So
no, of course. But so this investigation starts in March, investigating all of these people who Tariq Shepard, Tanya Kinsella, of course, Edward Caban. So what's going to happen with Edward Caban? What does it mean, tax ID? That's a police thing?
Yeah, it's your tax ID number. Like everyone has a tax ID number. I had one. And some people left. The job came back. That's why some of their tax numbers are they're very high when they shouldn't be. But listen, I could tell you, Lisa White worked. She was the one that said that there were ghosts in the Gracie Mansion. A couple of other people on that list. I mean,
what do you mean ghosts in Gracie Mansion? People getting paid who aren't there, or actual supernatural?
Supernatural ghost. She didn't want to be there. She'd say she'd freak out in Gracie Mansion. So I remember talking about it. So but that list had a lot of people that were working in the Eric Adams under that, under those couple of years.
Well, wait a minute. So did you redact this, or did the OIG redact this?
Well, listen, the way I got it is the way I posted. I don't ask any questions. So
they redacted that.
Yeah. Well, the
Someone redacted
sources here,
it.
was
Somebody
redacted.
redacted it. Got it.
I asked, and a lot of people thought it was someone else that they think it is, and let people think whatever the hell they want. I would be more focused on the fact of the names that you see on there, and the fact that this is going on, and you and everyone else had no idea this was going on. This is a big problem that the police department, yet again, they're running investigations, right? You saw people getting raided a couple weeks ago, and people are worried about a redacted name.
Not this
Like,
guy.
when is, yeah, oh, this guy, forget it. This guy, oh, there he is. He blocked you.
No, I blocked him, but he
I
also
know.
blocked me.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
such a dunce, this melon head.
This guy, forget it. This guy's he's another one, but he wouldn't be. That list seems like it's pertains only to commissioners or civilians. So that's why you didn't see if there's anything going on with police officers like chiefs or whatever. They're not on that list. So because it looks like it's just commissioners, but I don't know because I only posted what I have, and the most important part is the Department of Investigation. They confirmed that this investigation is ongoing.
And
This is
nobody else has been talking about this but the Sal Greco
no,
show.
no. They rather talk about Trump. Communism's here. It's, I mean, around the corner. The White House is what is it? They built that West Wing. The court ruled against them. Trump, 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 24/7.
But they got some kind of military thing going into the White House.
Yeah, I guess Iran. One day we're the war's over. Next day we're back on. The Strait of Hormuz is closed and it's open. WWE. The storylines change from show to show. That's all this is, folks. Mamdani and Trump are good friends behind the scenes. Remember that. When you got poor people getting hurt for no reason, just remember you're in the WWE. Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins. They're very good friends behind the scenes, but in front of the camera, it looked like it was World War III in the ring. And it's just a show, folks. It's just a show. This is another story to hit. And I'm like, okay, he already got stopped before. Then they let him build underground. The money is private. I don't know if that's even legal. There's all kinds of problems. They're trying to say it's Congress. I don't know if this is going to get done because all they're trying to do at this point is wait him out. 2 years left on the clock. So if you drag this in the court for 2 years, nothing happens.
Well, so it's gone from a ballroom to a military center. Why do we want a military center at the White House, though?
I have no idea. But again, this is something that sucked up all the air, all the air out of the room, and it's like, okay, really.
Drone-proof ceilings.
The other thing I saw, he signed an executive order. So he lost in the Supreme Court, even though he's right about that amendment, right, with the birthright citizenship. The problem is you're the head of the Republican Party. Tell those two sections there in Congress, where there's Congress and the Senate, put this bill through and we'll amend the Constitution. Nobody wants to do that. So the other day, he puts another executive order up, even though he lost in the Supreme Court. They won't rule in your favor when it gets to this because the executive order, you're not a dictator. It's not going to work.
This is some pretty bad stuff, though. I mean, this Lisa Cook was up to some shenanigans. I mean, the corruption, Sal, is just staggering.
It's everywhere. It doesn't matter who it is. It's this guy, Eric Adams, Mamdani's people get in trouble. They're all in trouble. Then there's mortgage fraud, but meanwhile, people hanging out with human traffickers in nightclubs don't look at that crime. Just worry about mortgage fraud. Everyone commits mortgage fraud in the country. But I think people's attention is in the wrong places. Some people are really awake. They really have awoken to what really matters. Others are still, basically in a cocoon. I got another one I want to tell you. So we've been on Richie Taylor, right? The deputy chief that was stealing time, got caught. He's supposed to pay it back. He's somehow still a deputy chief. Now, the other day, yesterday, we found out that through sources, this guy is now working in a mid shift, 4 to 12 shift. And what is he doing? This guy takes the vehicle, disappears, and no one knows where he's going or asking questions. Jason, this was exactly what happened the last time. And it coincides with something else. I think I sent you an article with Devorah Halverstein. getting some recognition as something again from the DOJ.
Civil
But
rights. Her son's murder has been reclassified as a civil rights violation.
yeah, so all of a sudden she's back in the news. Oh, look at me. So we keep hearing it. It's like this thing. Imagine you had this one moment or one tragedy or something, and you've used this for so long now that we just ignore what you personally are doing. All of
Well,
this
but that's
talk,
the thing. Why is this coming up now? This was like 30 years ago, wasn't it? U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton
35
remarks
years ago. So,
combating hate crimes in New York City. Entire NYU School of Law team. That's Andrew Weissman. Huh.
basically,
NYU is an important institution. No, it's a piece of shit. Wow. So hate crimes at the fabric of our society. So, but wait, where is the thing where here, the
yep.
DOJ said Ari Halberstein murder would be a federal hate crime.
But this guy's already in jail.
Civil
This
rights
happened
case.
in the 90s, and she's constantly all over the place talking about this, getting awards, addressing the DOJ, addressing the FBI. Someone addressed that 501c3 that has her name on it with the Brooklyn Children's Jewish Museum and explain how it always loses money and all that that's going on
Well,
over
the
there. And
thing
then
that troubles me is that seems to match a pattern where people who are associated with these 501c3s that have all kinds of funny looking
welfare,
financing going on, right, seem to be somehow assets. Like, is this a some kind of illicit financial network through which operatives of some kind are being paid? I mean, I can understand that a mother dedicates her life to causes related to her son's murder, but why is she hanging out with Robert Mueller? Why is Jay Clayton talking about that? You're telling me in 30 years there hasn't been another? First of all, I don't even like the idea of hate crimes. Legislating hate is a very slippery slope because murder is a crime and you should definitely be punished to like the greatest extent possible for committing murder. But when you want to have hate speech, hate crimes, that starts to become a very subjective thing. Yep. And it just doesn't seem like the right direction for us to be going. And now here's the thing, Sal, we're about to head over to the sponsor exclusive segment. People are going to be able to join us there at thesalgreco.substack.com. This is a great way for people to support Sal's journalism. You can subscribe to Sal on Substack, and you'll be able to watch the sponsor exclusive video. We're also, of course, going to have that video available to people who watch on crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com and subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. Also, don't forget to go to salgreco.com. Sal's been publishing a lot more articles on there, and people can keep up with the day-to-day. What else do you want to tell everybody about, Sal?
well, it's like I see people in my own comments here, and I see people shout out to the system unfiltered. That's Stephen Lee, Bill Wilhelm, Lenny Wright. They're talking in the chat right now. We're on live, and I just want to say this: I find it odd. Just Devorah Halberstein spears her head again publicly, right? She just had Mamdani over there too. And all of a sudden, Richie Taylor is back to his old tricks and no one said anything about it. The guy should have been prosecuted. I have no people right now. Right now, we have two people that were thrown in front of a bus, Thomas Fabrizi and Raina Rampol. They said, you stole time, and they're being prosecuted. What's going on with this guy? This guy is a deputy chief. This is over a long period of time. And here we are again. The same questions, but don't ask questions. The Royal Halberstein's out there with the DOJ. So you see how I'm saying? It looks, the appearance of impropriety is there. And of course, the 501c3, once again, is in question. People who go and look it up for yourselves, and you'll see there's a lot of questions there and very few answers. And I highly doubt the DOJ would be looking into anything like that because they're every year or so, here she comes. Well, we got to rehash things all over again. But let's ignore what's going on right now.
Terror expert.
Could
That's
it be
why she's a
could-
pawn of the FBI, and they use her. They love these polarizing things. They want to polarize everyone. But let's continue this conversation. People will be able to join us on the sponsor exclusive segment. We'll be right back. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for sponsoring. We got a lot more to discuss.